Okay, today we'll learn a little bit about Isru Chag, which is today, and Masha V'rocha Meir Geshem, and that stuff. So number one, the day after Yom Tiv is called in Chazal Isru Chag. It's based on the pasuk we say by Halal over there, Isru Chag Ba'veisim. It's tied with ropes to Adkarnas HaMizbeach. In fact, the Gemara says that whoever celebrates Isru Chag, which means literally the day which is bound to the Yom Tiv. So it's the day right after Yom Tiv, and you eat extra, and you celebrate the day. It's like you brought made an altar and brought korbanos on the altar. So what's interesting is, according to many people in the world, tomorrow they start saying Tachnun. So after Isru Chag, they start saying Tachnun until the end of Tishrei. The Vaad Rabbonim Siddur says that, and this is why we hold, that we don't say Tachnun actually until Bais Din. In other words, still in the month of Tishrei, and then you have 2 days of Rosh Chodesh. So the second day of Cheshvan, which is Bais Din, then we begin saying Tachnun. Now, why does Vaad Rabbonim say, why do we hold that we don't say Tachnun? I mean, there are many opinions like that, but why don't we say Tachnun? So it says because, like Nisan, you have most of the month goes away without Tachnun, so therefore, like the first 12 days you have the Nesiim brought the carbon, then you have Erev Pesach, then you have 8 days of Pesach, and then you have Isru Chag. So most of the month already is without Tachnun, so you don't say it for the whole month. Now, in Tishrei we learned, because the first 10 days are Seres Yemei Tshuva, so we say Tachnun because it's a time to do Tshuva, to confess our sins. But if Erev Yom Kippur, so then you have Erev Yom Kippur and Yom Kippur. Then you have the 4 days, which are holy days between Yom Kippur and Sukkot. And then you have the 9 days of Sukkot. And then you have Isru Chag. So the rest of the month already goes away without Tachnun. So we don't say Tachnun until Bais Cheshvan, until the second day of Cheshvan. Many people, we said, say Tachnun starting from tomorrow. They'll start saying Tachnun. But Isru Chag is so strong, so to speak, you're not allowed to fast. Today you wouldn't be allowed to fast. Even a chosin and kalu are getting married, and the custom is to fast the day of the wedding, but Isru Chag, they wouldn't be allowed to fast. So if they were getting married tonight, they wouldn't fast today.
Do they have to make it up now?
The custom is to do it earlier. In this case, you'd have to do it or later. One of the two, you make it up. Okay, that's one thing. Now, on the Shmini Atzeres, we started saying Masha V'rocha Meir Geshem, which means literally Hashem settles the wind and brings down the rain. Now ideally we should be saying Masha V'rocha Meir Geshem the first day of Sukkot. Just like we start doing Tal on the first day of Pesach, ideally we should bless for the rain on the first day of Sukkot. Why don't we? Because Sukkot, you need to eat in the Sukkah. And we don't want rain. So we don't even mention rain. Shmini Atzeres, you don't have to eat in the Sukkah anymore. So then, on Shmini Atzeres, then you start mentioning Geshem. But there's a difference between Pesach time and now. Pesach time, as soon as we say Moed Atol, we start saying Tal Umot, saying Bracha. Because from now on, in the summer, rain is a curse in Israel. Rain is a curse in the summer. The rainy season in Israel is the winter. Summer, if it rains, it ruins the growths and the crops, and it ruins a lot of stuff. But this time of the year, it's the rainy season in Israel, and they need rain. So even though we start saying Masha V'rocha Meir Geshem, we don't start saying the same Tal Umotor yet. We don't. Masha V'rocha is a praise of Hashem. In the second bracha of Shemini Esrei, we're not asking for rain. We say Hashem, you resurrect the dead, you're strong, Machaya Mesim. Why do we ask for rain in Tchias HaMesim? Because it says there's a connection between rain and Tchias HaMesim. Both happen, and so on and so forth. So we praise Hashem, but we don't ask for rain yet. On Pesach, as soon as we start saying bracha, or as soon as we say Mered Tol, then we say the same bracha right away. We don't wait. What's the reason for this? So it's interesting, in Eretz Yisrael, they start saying the same Talumotor, Zayin Cheshvan. The 7th of Cheshvan in Eretz Yisrael, they start saying the same Talumotor. We don't say it until December 4th or 5th, which is, now's October. I mean, they're going to start in a week, and in 2 weeks, and we started in 2 months, you know what I mean? It's a month and a half. Why don't they start saying the same Talumotor Levracha? Why don't they start asking for rain? So it says in the Gemara, because the people came for Yom Tif to Yerushalayim. The 3 times, Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot, the Jews had to come up to Yerushalayim. The longest trip of the Jews was a 2-week trip home. The furthest Jew, it took them 2 weeks, on average, to get home from Yerushalayim from Yom Tif. So we don't want to ask for rain. We're going to ask for rain when traveling. It's not like today's traveling. You know, traveling with horse and buggy or on a donkey or a horse. I mean, rain is a very dangerous thing. So in Eretz Yisrael, they don't start asking for rain until 2 weeks after Sukkot. So there's 1 week from the end of Sukkot to Rosh Chodesh, and then another week, 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, when everybody's home already, then we ask for rain in Eretz Yisrael. People outside of Eretz Yisrael, the Gemara talks that this is the place of Bavel, which is presently Iraq. They didn't need rain like they did in Eretz Yisrael. They didn't need rain as much and right away. So in Bavel, they didn't ask for rain until 60 days, what was called after Tkufas Tishrei. After the season, whatever, of the what's it called? The fall equinox. So then, 60 days after what's called Tkufas Tishrei, that then they start outside Eretz Yisrael davening, asking for rain. And the halacha is that all the world beside Eretz Yisrael, even though normally we do daven like for Eretz Yisrael, but nevertheless, asking for rain, the Gemara says we do like Bavel, and therefore we don't ask for rain, we don't say the same Talumotor Levracha until actually December 4th or 5th, depending on the year.
We have Berachas HaGeshem.
Berachas HaGeshem is saying, again, a praise to Hashem.
Right.
But again, it's only a praise to Hashem, we're not asking for rain. Yes, sir?
I just raised the question for me. Doesn't Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur makes a special request to Hashem not to listen to the prayer of the travelers under the rain?
Yeah, but that's not when they were travelers not coming up to the Bais Hamikdash. That refers to travelers.
Travelers leaving.
No, not leaving the Bais Hamikdash. Travelers generally, people traveling for vacation, for whatever. So for those travelers shouldn't get, their prayers shouldn't get in the way. But travelers that are going home from the Bais Hamikdash, that's a whole different story. They came to visit Hashem. Hashem takes care of his guests until they get home.
So we have to wait 2 weeks. When did we start the praising?
Because we really should start the praising beginning of Sukkot, because it's the 2 Yom Tovim, Pesach and Sukkot, half a year apart. But over there we just sang the praise of Hashem. But really we should start from the first day of Sukkot, like we start from the first day of Pesach. We don't, because we don't even want to praise Hashem for rain, because rain in Sukkot time is no good. What?
When you said that rain in summer
In Israel, yeah.
in Israel?
Yeah.
Not the whole world.
No.
Why is it just Israel?
Because the way the agriculture of Israel is set up in a way that it should only rain during the winter, not during the summer.
So literally that curses the land?
It's a curse if you do rain, yeah, in the summer. If you ask for rain in the summer, it's a curse.
So if it does rain, that means God is cursing the land?
No, it means God is doing something hidden good.
Didn't
What does it mean?
Outside of Eretz Yisrael, then curse during the summer is not or rain during the summer is not really a curse.
It is. That's what the Gemara says. If somebody says it's St. Talamatar, Pesach time, yeah, they have to repeat the Shemoneh Esrei. And not only that, you can't even correct yourself instantaneously.
No, not
Not Teichetei Dibur. I normally, within the amount of time it takes to say Shalom Alecha Rebbe, you can correct it. So let's say now, and somebody was supposed to say HaMelech HaKodesh by Sheni Yom Kippur. So they said Hakel HaKodesh HaMelech HaKodesh. It's good, but you can't say Saint Talmud Bracha the same bracha. Why? Because rain that time of the year is a curse. Once you said a curse, you can't take it back unless if you repeat it. The whole Shemoneh Esrei. Yeah.
What's the reason we count last Tishrei with the solar calendar and not?
First of all, the Tkufas are in Torah. It's not only about.
I know, usually we see like December 5th, 6th, 7th.
Because that's the Tkufas of the 4 seasons goes on the solar calendar.
Doesn't at all apply to the.
No, there's certain things in Torah. You have even in Torah every day. Shleish Meis Shishim Chamisha Kaminyan Yemei Sacham. The Ketores in the Beit HaMikdash, which was holier than all the Kabbanis, the Ketores. And yet, it goes according to the solar system. There's certain things that go according to the solar system. According to the Rambam, not according to Kabbalah, but the Rambam in his Akdama writes, in Sefer HaMitzvahs, the Rambam writes that the 248 positive mitzvahs is corresponding with the Machid Varim. But 365 negative mitzvahs, the Rambam says, corresponds with the 365 days of the year. The solar year. Kabbalah writes, it's Sagidin, it's the 365 veins. But the Rambam says, in the Akdama of Sefer HaMitzvahs, the Rambam says that the 365 negative mitzvahs correspond with the every day of the year says, don't sin on me. So, and if you have another thing, there's an interesting shayla in halacha. We have still a few minutes. Is a Jew allowed to use a Goyish date, a non-Jewish date?
A non-Jewish what?
Date. In other words, are we allowed to write today, October 9th? Because it says, the bigger question would be, if you write 10-9-23, today's the 9th?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's say you write 10-9-23. There are opinions in halacha you're not allowed to do that. Why? It's not the 10th month. Because the Torah says Nisan is the first month, so the 10th month would be Shvat, not October. So if you're writing 10-9-23, according to a lot of opinions in halacha, by the way, that says you're not allowed to write 10-9-23.
There's also not 23 either, or 9.
Yeah, 23, but even in Shtaris they wrote to different kings and different things. The problem is not the year, the problem is more the month, because Chedesh says Halacham Reish Chadashim, so Torah says Nisan is the first month, and here you're saying October is the 10th month, from when? From January. It's not Eis Galten. But many poskim write that you could do it, you're allowed to do it. One of the Rebbe's secretaries once went into the Rebbe on New Year's. The Rebbe told him Happy New Year. And he looked, it was Nissim Mendel, Allah Shalom, and he looked at the Rebbe like, you know. So the Rebbe said, it says in Tehillim, Hashem Yisper B'chsei B'amim. Hashem counts with the Goyish dates. There is, according to Torah, there is a solar year and a lunar year. The calendar of the Jewish people is the lunar calendar, but according to Torah, there is a solar calendar. There's many dinim of Tkufa, Tishrei, Tevis, Nisan, and Tammuz. There's dinim in Torah that not only about the St. Talmud, it has to do with what?
What's cooking?
What?
What's cooking?
Tkufim?
Cooking.
Tkufa seasons.
Wait, what?
Equinoxes. What?
What do you base? Why did that person when you say the Jewish faith, the non-Jewish faith? Oh, based on solar because it's.
Yeah, the solar calendar exists in Torah. But
What's the difference between snow and rain? Why is snow not mentioned in rain? Why do we ask for rain, not snow?
snow is just frozen rain. It is rain.
It is, yeah.
It's frozen rain.
Rabbi can celebrate an English birthday.
You could celebrate every day of the year.
No, I'm saying, according to what you're saying, they're saying that's a special day.
You can't say it's a special day, but the real day that your neshama came into the world is on the Jewish day. When do you have a bar mitzvah? On your English date?
No.
Why? What's wrong with celebrating a bar mitzvah on the English date?
Nice.
It would be nice. You have two parties, two bar mitzvahs.
It's all in the lunar.
Your parents spent a lot of money, but you get double gifts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Doesn't work like that. Okay, anyway, so the prayer, what's the din? Okay, it's late. But what happens if somebody forgot Masha V'rocha Meir Geshem? So according to us, Nusach, or even the Sfadim that say murdered Hatol, you don't have to repeat it. Because murdered Hatol is also something that exists like rain, and therefore Shulchan Aruch says if you say murdered Hatol, you don't have to repeat. But let's see, Nusach Ashkenaz doesn't say murdered Hatol. So then the din is like this. If they reminded themselves within the bracha, within that bracha, they say Masha V'rocha Meir Geshem. If they said Baruch Atah Hashem Mechaya HaMeisim, they say Masha V'rocha Meir Geshem. If they said Ata of Ata Kodesh, then they have to go back to the beginning of Shemoneh Esrei. If they didn't say it B'chlal, they have to repeat the whole Shemoneh Esrei. But again, according to Chabad and many Svardik Nuschois or Nusach Svard, not Svard, Nusach Svard, they all say Meir Atol, so then the din is you don't have to repeat it. What?
Svard is the same. You said Meir Atol, you don't need to go back.
Yeah, it's one Torah, by the way. Same halacha. Machat shinazram eizem me'er 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 me'er